Hi everyone. Excuse me. Okay, welcome to this space if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning. So, I hope this reading is of service for you, and thank you so much for being here. So, a few little messages that came before I jump into your cards. I feel as if I've been waiting on this to do this and be here now for a little while. And prior to this, it's like there were some emotions that had to get worked through, and there were a lot of them. It was, worry, stress, anger, frustration, and then all of a sudden there was this feeling that came of like a thank God kind of thing, like, oh my God, thank God. So it seems to be that everything works out. And so if you're in a place where you are working through a lot of emotions that are coming fast, remember, feelings are impermanent. They change, okay? In essence, nothing is forever, so it's sort of like just recognizing that, be like, okay, acknowledge what's happening, but try not to sink too much into it, and you will find your way out of it. If you've already worked through this, and this is past energy for you, and you found this place of feeling more comforted or feeling more secure, well, I guess I see again, thank God, right? So, something also about the people that you love, that being of great importance. Oh, this is interesting. Something about, like, try to think about who loves who you love too. Like, say you're like, oh, I love that person. It's like, who else loves that person? Something like that. Interesting. Oh my gosh. Hold on, we just made a little mess. It got stuck. I was so excited that I maybe a little clumsy in this time, so remember to go slowly. Remember, when there's a mess, right? What do they say? Don't cry over spilled milk, right? Just get a rag, clean it up. It's okay. Do what you can. Let me tune in a second. Oh, still got a little bit of a mess. Hold on. A little bit of something on the riddle. It's okay. It will show experience later. It's like scars on your body or imperfections in you. That makes a person's character. So don't be ashamed of that also. Even I'm seeing like lines on people's faces or like your hands or whatever. Love yourself. Love the body. Okay, let's try this again. Well, let's start in the heart. You have this eternal life card, which actually always makes me happy when I see it for some reason. It reminds me of impermanence, which can make a person not feel stressed or could overly in your head about something, right? Like, it's okay. It's okay. There's sort of like a cave here. Oh my gosh, this is a C shape. That was part of Sagittarius' yearly reading, right? Okay, just a minute. remember, I guess what you put out is what comes back to you. But that isn't how the equation can go about, right? It's almost like those kinds of things need to kind of be, well, I guess it's about the intention of something is important. Let's start with the turtle. Someone else had the turtle in the upper right-hand corner. So we start with turtle. Turtle's about slowing down, right? Now what's interesting about this is, actually the other day, I was hanging out with a good homegirl of mine, and she found out that turtles can run. And I was like, no way, turtles can't run. And then she showed me that they could. And I was like, oh my goodness, like there's this really slow, right? Turtle is usually like, I'm taking a step, very cautious, it's almost like turtle and snail to me are sort of like becoming the same kind of medicine. Maybe it's like where the snail grows legs, but so there's something here where it may feel slow, but all of a sudden it can go really fast, right? So if there's anything that feels stuck, it'll move forward. But you just want to make sure that you're not moving forward out of fear, right? You want to make sure when you're a little bit scared, or you're a little bit like got too many things going on, you want to try to slow down, take care of yourself, right? It's sort of like enjoying, try to enjoy the moment this month. Try to be, sometimes certain energy, it's helpful to focus on the future, right? Like, oh, really future focus. It can be helpful for some people because they could be really stuck in the past, right? But I guess for you, there's something here where the message is showing me that it's more of being in this present moment. Trying to find joy in where you are. Laughter's the best medicine. You know what I mean? Laughter's the best medicine. Okay. And that actually, there's something about the joy that being in the present moment right now, again, finding like the zen about it, is actually going to cut through whatever it is that's been scaring you. This Scarlet Woman was in another reading. You actually have quite a few cards. The only one that you have that other people didn't have are these two. Is Mercury and the last laugh, the future. So I suppose this would, now this is kind of like there's an adjustment that needs to happen here. So maybe someone thinks something's funny and someone else doesn't. Or maybe someone can finally laugh at something. Like, again, laughter really gets you out of your head. Maybe you want to figure out what's funny to you. You know what I mean? Like, is it a comedian that you like? Is it a friend that's, got a good sense of humor? And I could see that this could be also a different means of talking about the future, thinking about the future. Even if you're scared about something, even if you're again, you haven't gotten through all those emotions quite yet. Although, remember, it's like the ocean, they come and go. But if you're in the middle of it for some reason, and I know this seems ridiculous, but it did help me, so I guess I'll share through my own experience. If you're in a tough spot, you can tell yourself, like, kind of force yourself to smile, you know, and show your teeth and be like, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. You know, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Whatever you need to say to yourself. I feel like something's on track 2 now, which is good. You know, maybe it was a little bit bumpy for a second. It's okay. It's okay if it gets a little bumpy. Just remember to come back in, right? If it's too bumpy, you don't haul ass into the ditch, right? You just... I'm seeing a stop sign. And it's just like, you know, if you can see the stop sign in the distance, right? That bright red, that's like, ooh, whoa. You don't have to haul ass there and slam on the brakes. It's just like, just let off the gas once you can see it, right? It'll save the energy of the car. It'll be easier on the vehicle if you just let off the gas. And then when you get there, you just got to press a little bit on the brake if you were a little bit behind, and no big deal, okay? It's something about shifting gears. So, give me a second. What do you feel like have been 3 sacrifices that you've had to make in your life? What are 3 sacrifices that you... This has to do with what needs to be thought about so that one can start having a subconscious happy place into the future. Right? It changes the... I just saw 2 kids in, like, you know, like tree houses or whatever, like playing telephone with the string, right? You have to have that string taut. Both ends have to be knowing what game it is. And then you pull it taut, and then the vibration goes through it, right? So, and then I saw the words telephone line, which is an ELO song, and I love that song. Is awesome. But telephone line also is that game when you play telephone, right? Where you say something to somebody, if somebody says it to somebody else, then somebody says it to somebody else. By the time it gets all the way back around, it's usually a lot different. So maybe you want to bounce some ideas off of something, right? Or, not exactly like be careful what you say, but just understand that everyone has their own, everyone's going to take their own perception of what they're taking in. Do you know what I mean? We could all listen to ELO's telephone line song, and people are going to pick up on different verses or how they feel when they listen to it or what it reminds them of, right? So just kind of be aware that I guess there are different opinions about the same thing, and that's okay. It's totally okay. I guess if you're working together in a group for some reason or with others, just try to find what the common ground is. And again, like with telephone line, it's usually really funny when you get all the way back around. Be like, what? Pizza cakes and big Barbies. It's like, be like, that ain't even that, that's not even close. I also see that someone here could kind of have selective hearing, but remember with learning in that way, I suppose, again, everyone has a capacity, and whatever they're wanting to learn about or whatever they're thinking about or trying to figure out, that's what they're going to focus on, right? So I guess whatever the feeling is attached to what is being focused on, What are 3 things that you're afraid of? What are three things that you're scared about? And I see also, what are 3 things that you have, when you think back into the past, like say something that used to hurt, something where you got burnt, right? Or where you have a scar from something. It's like, where is it now when you think about that? You can find joy in it. Because that's also a big part of what is causing the trajectory towards the vibration of what is being created in the future. Interesting. This C-shape's strong. Okay, cool. Okay, I know there's a lot of questions here, but I see also like oh, it switched. Okay. You want to make sure that you are taking care of your teeth. Teeth are ruled by Saturn. Saturn also rules joints, bones, basically your skeletal system. Did I say that right? It's what holds what gives something form. Structure. Saturn represents structure, and it's the hardest part of us. But we need that to be able to hold all this soft stuff, right? But we put soft on the outside of the hard thing. So you want to make sure you're taking care of that. All of this relates back to calcium too, right? Do you believe in other lives? What do you think about, like, what do you think about I don't know. What do you believe is forever? I guess that level or awareness of impermanence is also really beautiful to help one come back into enjoying where they are now. Not to disengage from creating things again in the future, right? It's not like a apathy. That's not what impermanence is for. It's for support in knowing that, I guess you want to again think about what you feel like is forever, and I guess this is a bit of letting go, maybe of control a little, but this goes back into where you've had to sacrifice, okay? So and sometimes we do have to trade something, we have to trade comfort or what we're used to do a new thing, or we have to put aside a fear to be able to have a new experience with whatever that fear is, so, and if you are in that space where you're having a really hard time, it's overwhelming, again, those feelings are like too big and you feel insecure a little bit, Ganesha is really beautiful. He's the Lord of obstacles. St. Jude is also really beautiful, especially if you're going through something really hard. I mean, of course, you could talk to your prophet that you connect to, things like that. It's almost something that, like, well, I see the words like God walks in people. Usually once we get out of a thing that does scare us, or we have to go through a change, right? What's cool about it is once you get out of it, it's like, holy crap, that was intense. Or like, wow, we did, like, again, it always changes. So remember to ask for help where you need it. Remember not to wait until things get so intense that you have to ask for help. Okay, it's available to you in a physical form with other human beings. It's available to you in a spiritual sense. And I feel like the turtle and the key have been really strong for everyone in this time frame. So I guess part of how the way through is to know that home is, well, that you're always home. And to feel, you want to keep reaffirming that no matter what, everything's going to be okay. Even if it doesn't feel like that in this moment, right? 99.8% of the time, things work themselves out, right? And it's usually way better than we expect. Yep. But I guess you also want to realize what you're focusing on, right? If for some reason it is a little negative, again, you want to find something that makes you laugh. Find something that puts a smile on your face. If you can't find that for some reason, you got to kind of force yourself to smile, right? I'll close like this. You know what God did to me? You know what Saturn did to me? He made this space, he made this gap in my teeth, and he pushed my teeth forward so that even when I'm trying to not show my teeth because I'm insecure about them, it forces them to come out, right? That's what happens with insecurity sometimes, is it like pushes it to the forefront to make one more comfortable with the thing that they're uncomfortable with. And then eventually you come to love that part of yourself, which therefore pushes whatever the insecurity was now becomes an outward security, right? But it takes time. And I know it's trippy, you know. Okay, I hope this was of service. Thank you so much for being here again. There's been a lot of extra, it seems like extra to me. I can feel it more in this time frame, and I really appreciate it. Just all the love and support and appreciation, extending that, not just because it makes you feel good, like saying thank you because it's something for you. It's like saying thank you because you know it's an exchange of something. You know what I mean? Thanking all the parts, I guess. And I see thanking God in big letters. So again, thank you for your love and support. It really does matter. And I'll talk to you next time. Peace.